Have you ever stopped to consider the importance of moral education in shaping humanity? In a world that often idolizes academic achievement, the significance of moral education tends to be overlooked. Yet, the role it plays in shaping our identities and actions is unparalleled, even transcending the benefits of academic prowess. Moral education is not a one-time lesson, but rather a lifelong journey. It isn't confined to the boundaries of childhood or the four walls of a school. Instead, it evolves with us, continually morphing and adapting as we accumulate experiences throughout our lives. It serves as a compass, guiding us through the labyrinth of life's complexities and challenges, helping us to distinguish between right and wrong. In the grand tapestry of life, moral education threads itself into every aspect, coloring our decisions, actions, and interactions. It fosters a mindset that extends beyond personal gains, prompting us to prioritize ethical choices and consider the broader implications of our actions. It teaches us to appreciate the significance of integrity, empathy, and respect for others. But where does this moral education come from? It is not solely the responsibility of formal institutions. It can occur informally, in our everyday interactions with people of all ages and walks of life. The most profound lessons often arise from the most ordinary moments. Our hearts, in fact, serve as the best teachers when it comes to moral education. When we find ourselves standing at the crossroads of decision-making, it is the heart that whispers the way forward. The brain may encourage self-interest and immediate gratification, but the heart, imbued with the principles of moral education, guides us towards what is ethically right and just. Parents, too, play a pivotal role in this journey, laying the foundation of moral education in our early years. However, the moral tales spun in our childhood continue to serve as timeless guides, helping us navigate the uncertainties of life. Moral education is an ongoing process, evolving with each experience and serving as a compass for navigating life's complexities. It is not just a lesson to be learned, but a legacy to be carried forward, shaping us into compassionate, empathetic beings, capable of making ethical choices for the betterment of ourselves and society. What happens when moral education is overlooked in favor of academic pursuits? In a world where the race for grades and degrees often takes precedence, the absence of moral education can lead to a series of unfortunate events. Without a moral compass to guide them, individuals might find themselves lost in the labyrinth of life's complexities. The lack of moral education can manifest itself in various ways, particularly in younger generations. These manifestations might range from minor instances of dishonesty or insensitivity to severe forms of disrespect or even criminal behavior. Remember, the absence of a moral education doesn't just impact individuals. It ripples out to affect society as a whole. When individuals are not taught to discern right from wrong, it undermines the very fabric of our communities, leading to a society where integrity and empathy are undervalued. In this light, moral education becomes more than just a personal necessity. It's a social responsibility. It's about fostering a community that understands the importance of honesty, respect, and kindness. It's about nurturing a generation that values empathy over apathy, integrity over deceit, and love over hatred. However, moral education is not about instilling fear of punishment or retribution. It's about nurturing a deep-seated understanding of the consequences of our actions, both for ourselves and others. It's about helping individuals realize that every choice they make, every action they take, has an impact on the world around them. Without moral education, we run the risk of creating a society where individuals are driven solely by personal gain, often at the expense of others. This is a society where individuals may succumb to societal pressures, making choices that harm themselves and others. It's a society where the lines between right and wrong are blurred, and where the voice of the heart is drowned out by the noise of self-interest. So, the next time you witness an act of disrespect, dishonesty, or unkindness, remember this: these are not just individual failures, but symptoms of a larger societal issue, the neglect of moral education, and it's high time we addressed it. Without moral education, individuals may succumb to societal pressures, making choices that harm themselves and others. What role do parents play in imparting moral education? And how does this affect us throughout our lives? Parents, as the first teachers, play a pivotal role in shaping the moral compass of their children. From the child's first steps to their first words, parents are there to guide and nurture. laying the foundation for moral education. Parents imbue their children with a sense of right and wrong, instilling values such as honesty, respect, empathy, and kindness. They teach their children to share, to say sorry when they're wrong, and to help others. These early lessons form the cornerstone of a child's moral consciousness, shaping their character and their interactions with the world around them. But parents are human too, and they're not infallible. They make mistakes and have their own moral struggles. Acknowledging this fallibility is essential. It reminds us that moral education is a lifelong journey, one that evolves with our experiences and challenges. Our parents' mistakes, as well as their triumphs, serve as valuable lessons, reminding us of the complexities of ethical decision-making. The moral lessons we learn in our childhood, often through stories shared by our parents, become invaluable as we navigate the uncertainties of life. These stories, whether they are about the boy who cried wolf or the tortoise and the hare, lay the groundwork for ethical decision-making. They serve as timeless guides, helping us to differentiate between right and wrong, even when the lines seem blurred. These early lessons from our parents shape not just our childhood, but our entire lives. They influence our decisions, our relationships, and our understanding of ourselves and the world. They remind us of our responsibility towards others and the importance of making ethical choices, even when it's difficult. So, while parents play a crucial role in imparting moral education, the onus is on us to carry these lessons forward. Parents lay the groundwork, but it's the lessons we internalize and the values we uphold that guide our ethical decisions. Parents lay the groundwork for moral education, but it's the lessons we carry with us that guide our ethical decisions. How does moral education shape our legacy, and why is it essential to pass it on to future generations, you may wonder? Well, moral education is more than just a set of rules or guidelines. It's the very essence of our identity, the foundation upon which we build our character, and the compass that guides our actions and decisions throughout life. Moral education is a legacy that we inherit from our ancestors and pass on to future generations. This legacy is not written in books or etched in stone, but is woven into the fabric of our lives through the stories shared by our grandparents and parents. These stories, often simple yet profound, serve as our earliest introductions to the concepts of right and wrong, fairness and justice, kindness and empathy. They shape our moral fabric, imbuing us with the virtues that guide us throughout our lives. From the tale of the boy who cried wolf, we learn the importance of honesty. From the story of the Good Samaritan, we understand the value of empathy and kindness. These stories, passed down from generation to generation, serve as timeless morals, helping us navigate the complexities of life. They lay the groundwork for ethical decision-making and serve as invaluable guides throughout our lives. But the legacy of moral education goes beyond these stories. It manifests in our actions, in the choices we make, and in the way we treat others. It's reflected in our resilience when faced with adversity, in our courage when confronted with injustice, and in our compassion when encountering suffering. This legacy is not static, but dynamic. It evolves with each generation, adapting to the changing times while retaining its core principles. And every generation has the responsibility to enrich this legacy, to add to it, to ensure it remains relevant and meaningful. So it's essential to pass this legacy of moral education on to future generations, not just to inform them of what's right or wrong, but to equip them with the wisdom to make ethical decisions, to inspire them to lead lives of integrity, and to empower them to contribute positively to the world. Moral education is not just a lesson to be learned, it's a legacy to be carried forward. It's a torch that we carry, lighting our way, and it's a torch that we must pass on to illuminate the paths of those who follow. Why is moral education the cornerstone of our humanity? This is a question to ponder, and the answers are as profound as they are essential. Moral education is the lighthouse that guides us through the stormy seas of life. It transcends barriers of age and education, shaping us into compassionate beings. Like a potter molds clay into a beautiful vase, moral education molds us into beings of empathy and integrity. This education is not confined to the four walls of a classroom. It's a lifelong process, a journey that evolves with our experiences. It's the silent whisper in our hearts, guiding us to choose right over wrong, even when the path is steep and the night is dark. It's the voice that reminds us of our shared humanity when confronted with choices that test our integrity. Moral education, equips us with the tools to navigate the complexities of life. It fosters a mindset that prioritizes ethical choices over personal gains. It encourages us to look beyond ourselves and consider the impact of our actions on others and the world at large. In a way, it's a compass that points us to our true north, helping us stay true to our values, even in the face of adversity. The significance of moral education is further highlighted when we consider the role of our hearts in decision-making. Our hearts, imbued with the moral compass, guide us towards what is ethically right. When we are faced with a conflict between the brain and the heart often guides us to the path of righteousness. It's the heart that whispers when a choice contradicts ethical principles, encouraging us to follow its guidance and employ our intellect to execute morally correct actions. In essence, moral education is what makes us humane, fostering a society built on principles of justice, empathy, and integrity. It's the melody that harmonizes our actions with our beliefs, the legacy we pass on to future generations. It's the cornerstone of our humanity, reminding us of our shared responsibility to uphold the right and reject the wrong. Through moral education, we can contribute to a world that values justice, compassion, and integrity above all.